that controlled the spending and thus the increase in debt.
Right now, the national debt is at $14.3 trillion. By comparison, when George W. Bush first took office, the national debt was near $5.75 trillion. Greg, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dick Brennan. Joining us from Washington, D.C., two players in this process. Republican Congressman Michael Grimm. He represents Staten Island and a good chunk of Brooklyn. Also, Democratic Congressman Jerrold Nadler, who represents parts of Manhattan and another piece of Brooklyn. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to you both. First to you, Congressman Grimm. Harry Reid this morning told Politico just a little while ago, for my Republican colleagues, talking about you and your colleagues, wake up. Realize that you're playing a game of political chicken with the entire global economy. Are you playing a game of chicken right now?
Absolutely not. And, you know, that's just, again, more rhetoric that is dividing the country instead of solving the problem. Listen, it's not that difficult to understand. We have a serious debt problem. We have put two plans on the table. First, it was Paul Ryan's budget. Now we have cut, cap, and balance. And the Democrats have put absolutely nothing on the table. So if they're serious about this debt crisis, then why haven't they put pen to paper and given us something to look at and something that the CBO can score? They have absolutely no plan. They just want to demagogue us.
Congressman Nadler, from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, what has brought America to this point is 2 years of reckless spending and debt. They brought us to the point of crisis. What Washington needs right now is a strong dose of medicine, and that's what the American people want. What do you think of what Congressman Grimm just said and what the majority leader is saying as well?
Well, especially what the majority leader is saying is just nonsense. First of all, what the Republicans are doing are trying to blackmail the American people on this entire debt crisis. It's not even a debt crisis, on the debt ceiling. We've raised the debt ceiling, as you said, 10 times in the last decade, and it has nothing to do with going forward. The debt ceiling has to be raised in order to borrow the money to pay the bills that were already incurred as a result of decisions made 3 and 4 and 5 years ago, mostly during the Bush administration. Not raising the debt ceiling is like having an expensive dinner at a restaurant, getting up saying, gee, I've got too much money on the credit card, I don't want to pay the bill. It must be done, otherwise it'll send the economy over the cliff. The other questions, how to get our debt down, how to get our budget more into balance, what to do about the economy, these should all be debated in the context of the budget. We shouldn't be blackmailing the American people by saying we will wreck the economy by not raising the debt ceiling. We will throw us all into a huge depression if you don't do exactly what we want on the budget going forward, which is what they're doing.
Congressman Grimm, you are not philosophically opposed to raising the debt ceiling. My understanding is you and your Republican colleagues and a lot of Tea Partiers just want to cut spending first, a lot of it, and then talk about raising the ceiling. Is that right?
Well, yes, but I need to just explain something for the American people, because Congressman Nadler is not addressing the real issue. Regardless of whether we raise this debt ceiling or not, the S&P and rating companies like Moody's and the rest of the world has already said they are going to downgrade our AAA rating. That's the catastrophe we're trying to avoid here. They will downgrade our AAA rating if we do not have a plan to pay down our debt. The bottom line is, yes, we've raised the debt ceiling in the past. Yes, we've been irresponsible in the past. But we're at a point now where our debt is so heavy that the rest of the world is saying, if you don't have a plan to pay it down, we are going to deem you non-credit worthy. Now, that's outside the purview of the Congress to fix once the rest of the world says we're not going to lend you any more money.
One thing I was surprised here, Congressman Nadler.
That's also nonsense.
All right, hold on one second. Congressman Nadler, give me a second, because we got a couple of other issues to talk about. Raising Medicare eligibility from 60.
Let me just answer that, though.
Go ahead.
Let me just say, the rest of the world is lending money to the United States Treasury at almost zero interest rates. And whatever anybody may say, that shows the confidence in the Treasury and in our economy. The only thing that's spiking all these fears is the fact that we might not raise the debt ceiling for political reasons.
That's simply not what they said, but that's okay.
It seems like both sides here, at least on television, are kind of radically opposed, and at a real, there's no chance for any progress. Is it like this behind closed doors when John Boehner sits down with the president, as he's been doing a lot lately? Congressman Grimm, do you have any insight into those meetings?
Well, yeah, I think there's a philosophical divide. And again, you know, my colleague, with all due respect, wants to say that that's not the case. The S&P has put it in writing. Moody's has put it in writing. They have, and I just met with Secretary Geithner. They have all said the same thing and have put it in writing. This is not rhetoric from the Republican Party. These are facts. The United States is not going to be creditworthy. They're going to downgrade our AAA rating because we have too much debt. We are continuing to spend money we don't have, and that has to change.
Can I just get to the Congressman Nadler? Congressman Nadler, I'm sorry, I got to get to the Medicare question real quick. Eligibility right now is 65. There's talk about increasing it even in Democratic circles to 67. It surfaced last week. Is that off the table right now for you?
It had better be off the table. I don't think there'll be very many Democratic votes under any circumstances to increase the Medicare eligibility age or the Social Security eligibility age or anything like that. And the fact is, if you increase the Medicare eligibility age, it would cost more because Medicare is a very efficient system. It would cost more to insure people at 65, 66 years old under the private system and to subsidize those who need subsidies to buy the insurance than it would to keep them under Medicare.
A lot of people are concerned. My understanding, though, Nancy Pelosi and some Democrats in the leadership are at least open philosophically to raising it to 67 from 65. Congressman Grimm, where are you on the Medicare eligibility?
Well, I think that everything should be on the table. The problem that I have, though, is where's the plan? If the Democrats want to put something on paper and give it to us, let us read it, let us evaluate it, then I can have an honest discussion. But right now, they refuse to put a plan forward. This president has abdicated his responsibility. He has not forced the Democrats to come to the table with anything that we can actually look at and discuss and have our staff review along with us. So, you know, I'll answer that question when they put it in writing. If they put it in front of me, I can tell you openly and honestly, I'm willing to discuss anything in good faith. But if you can't give me a plan to discuss, then I don't think that's a good faith discussion.
Congressman Nadler, final thoughts?
Well, that's not well, the fact is the president and the Democratic leadership has put a plan on the table. They crammed bargain, they call it, to cut huge amounts of money, I think $4 trillion. But it does say that we'd have to have more revenues. You know, tax collections went from 20% of GDP in 2001 to 14.5% last year. And that's the major reason for our problem is the tax cuts, not the spending, which didn't really go up.
Congressman Nadler.
I haven't received a copy of that. Where is that plan? And has it been scored by the CBO?
It's in the newspapers.
In the newspapers.
In the newspapers.
All right, in the newspapers.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much. Congressman Michael Grimm from Staten Island and good chunk of Brooklyn. And Congressman Nadler, who represents the Upper West Side, parts of Manhattan and Brooklyn as well. Thanks, gentlemen. August 2nd is the deadline, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
August 2nd is the deadline.
It is. Good day.